Football season has just started, and images of Taylor Swift, who, by the way, I do not follow on social media, are all over my IG feed. She's still dating Travis Kelce, apparently, who plays for the Kansas City Chiefs. And last season, her game day bestie was Brittany Mahomes, the wife of the Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes. They were constantly seen sitting together at the games. They hung out outside of the games, and it was said that by befriending Brittany, Taylor was, she found her in with the other football wives and girlfriends and partners. But at last night's game, the two were not sitting near each other. In fact, they watched the game from two completely different suites. So is there trouble in paradise? Why the split? People are speculating that it could be because Brittany Mahomes is a Trump supporter and Taylor is not down with that. As far as we can tell, that is, Brittany Mahomes liked a post on Trump's Instagram where he outlined his 2024 MAGA platform. Let's pop it up and take a look. As you can see, the things Brittany liked included stopping the migrant invasion, carrying out the largest deportation in American history, deporting pro-Hamas radicals, keeping men out of women's sports, defunding schools, pushing critical race theory, and more. Mahomes was met with criticism for liking the post, and in response, she called her critics haters in a post on her Instagram. She said this. She said, I mean, honestly, to be a hater as an adult, you have to have some deep-rooted issues you refuse to heal from childhood. There's no reason your brain is fully developed and you hate to see others doing well. Now, again, as far as we know, nobody had said anything about how well she was doing. And yes, there is a difference between criticizing someone's actions and beliefs and being a hater. She has since unliked the Trump post, and she does not follow Trump on Instagram, but Trump thanked her for her support on Truth Social. He had this to say, I want to thank the beautiful Brittany Mahomes for so strongly defending me and the fact that MAGA is the greatest and most powerful political movement in our now failing country, with crime and legal immigration totally out of control, inflation ravaging all Americans, and a world that is laughing at the stupidity of our hapless leaders. It is nice to see someone who loves our country and wants to save it from doom. What a great couple. See you both at the Super Bowl. Okay, so full disclosure, if you didn't already know, if you couldn't tell, I'm not a Swiftie. I'm already not looking forward to another football season full of Taylor Swift, two things that I care very little about but can't seem to escape. But I started this story saying that Taylor's politically relevant, but she really isn't, or she shouldn't be. She's just popular in her field. She typically says very little about politics, and I'm not necessarily faulting her for that or saying that she should be more vocal. That's her prerogative. My question then is, why does anyone care how she's going to vote? This is kind of like our Alexa story. Everyone is waiting with bated breath to see how this non-political, non-activist singer/songwriter, whose songs are, as far as I know, also not political, to tell them how to vote. They've been teasing this, well, at first it was a Biden endorsement, now a Harris endorsement from Taylor for months, and nothing has happened. The most that we've gotten from her this election cycle is that she did threaten to sue Trump for falsely claiming that she supported him. Also, they played Shake It Off at the DNC, and Taylor did not sue them for it, so that was a good sign. I can maybe see how her fans would want to know who she supports so they can then decide if they want to continue supporting her. But why, after nearly 10 years of Trump, does anybody still need to hear how Taylor Swift is going to vote before they make up their mind about Donald Trump? Cenk, it's tricky. I mean, like, we have to acknowledge that whether or not we feel like she should, she does have political sway.
Yeah, so I got lots of comments on this. First of all, I'm enjoying the drums. Yeah, that's statements from at least 10 years ago. But I thought the whole thing was nonsense. Like, they're not actually, mad at each other or et cetera. And then I heard that they were not just sitting apart, which I thought, who cares? Maybe she wanted to talk to her mom, another one wanted to talk to her friend, right? But when I heard they were in two different suites, I was like, oh, maybe there is a little bit of drama here.
Right, that's the drama.
Yeah, but look, guys, so first of all, I agree with Yasmin. Is there any surprise as to who Taylor Swift is gonna support? She's not gonna come out and support Trump. Everybody knows she's not gonna support Trump. That's crazy. So we're all waiting for the endorsement, as if she'd never said anything about politics before, like during the Biden-Trump race, and then she comes out for Biden. Okay, I can see that having an impact because a lot of people follow her. They don't follow politics, and maybe they're going to make a decision because they trust her, etc. But at this point, everybody knows she's on the left, and so they're not going to be. They're already. That's not going to move anything. But on top of that, the idea of like, who should I vote for? Well, Taylor Swift's for Kamala Harris, but Brittany Mahomes is for Donald Trump. So forget child care or tax policy or Ukraine or Israel. I'm not voting on any of that. I'm going with I made up my mind. KC, quarterback, not tight end, wife. Okay, if you're making decisions like that, you're already pretty hopeless.
Well, the fact that you guys could speak in any way, even marginally disparagingly about my Taylor Swift, it makes me sick, and it makes me question your patriotism, to be perfectly honest. I mean, you claim to be good Americans, but Yaz couldn't wait to just do her riff about Taylor Swift not being political enough. It's going to take me a second.
I'm not blaming. But to be fair, and just to clarify Cenk's point, or something that he mentioned, she has made some political statements in the past, if I'm not mistaken. She had that documentary and she was talking about Trump to some of her Trump supporting family and saying how she could never support him. So I do commend her for that. And it did seem genuine from what I saw.
Well, then in that case, I'm looking at you in a whole new, renewed patriotic light. Thank you. I do agree that we obsess on these high-profile figures, and she may be, the highest profile figure in ways that we probably shouldn't. But that again is the culture, and just as Instagram followers go in droves to people who we think, I don't understand what the big thing is about them, the following matters. And so she has a legitimate following. So on the one hand, of course, I agree with you guys. We know exactly where she sits politically, probably, but her endorsement, if you will, or the way she's leaning can influence a lot of those who might not get out and vote maybe otherwise. I mean, I think she can motivate voters. That I view as a real positive. The Mahomes and Taylor Swift thing, where, with between the wife and Taylor Swift, that I think it's believable. I mean, I know people who aren't showing up to Thanksgivings and they're not showing up to birthdays because the person's a Trumpy, So I don't know how it's all going to land. I'm sure they start winning games and that just papers over everything. But I would say it was more than just a little bit interesting that those two were not in the same space for the opening game.
Yeah, I think that's a good point that you brought up too. It's not so much that they're waiting to hear who she votes for and then they're going to vote for that person. Maybe it really is just that they're just not paying attention until Taylor starts talking about it. Then they hear about it and then they're like, oh, maybe I should just go and vote. It's crazy to us because we live in this world where we're just inundated with politics all the time. But a lot of people just aren't, a lot of the stuff just isn't getting to them. It's not penetrating whatever bubble they're living in. So maybe I'll give her that much.
Yeah, it's very merciful of you. Look, you know that this is affecting them though because of the liking and the unliking of the post.
Right.
If she wouldn't have unliked the post unless she got a ton of blowback on it, and she probably did. But look, I'm not nearly as concerned about that as I am about which way Isaiah Pacheco's girlfriend is voting. He's their running back.
He's the running back.
But he's from Rutgers, so no one knows him or cares. Okay, so anyway. All right, last thing. Notice how Trump was like, I like beautiful Brittany Mahomes, okay? Whereas when he was running against Ted Cruz and he didn't like Ted Cruz, he's like, his wife is ugly. So she was beautiful when she liked your post. Now that she unliked your post, I can see Trump going, I don't know what happened to Brittany Mahomes. She was so hot before. Now I don't find her attractive at all. Okay.
She went from a 9 to a 7.
Well, I mean, Heidi Klum is not a 10 either, so his standards are all over the place.
Indeed. All right. We had fun. Thanks for watching The Young Turks. Really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.